So you know that your customers are hanging out on Instagram, but at the moment all you seem to do is get engagement from your mum or your mates. Well, if you're looking to grow your Instagram organically over the next few months, then this is a video for you, so keep watching. So for the best advice on how to grow your brand quickly and profitably, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and you'll be notified every week on a Thursday when I post new videos. So I'm Sarah, I'm founder of the Fastnet agency, and we run Instagram accounts for loads of different clients, which is great because it means that we get to test things, we get to know what works and what doesn't, and we get to use those methods to help our clients to grow their Instagram accounts. But now it's your turn, let's get started. So in this video, I'm going to cover our top 5 Instagram growth hacks to grow your account as quickly as possible and as sustainably as possible. There are no dodgy tricks in here, this is just great advice to grow your channel and find your customers on Instagram. So my number 1 trick is post consistently, and I'm talking at least once a day. Trust me, I do know it's quite a lot of work, but there are various different tools you can use to help you with this. We use Later for scheduling. Later is great. It allows you to schedule your content in advance. You can see exactly what your feed is going to look like once your future posts are published. We find it super useful. So one of the best things you can do is bulk produce content in advance, schedule a day for it, get all your posts scheduled, and then you know that you're posting consistently day in, day out, and you're not suddenly thinking, oh no, I forgot to post, or what do I do? So consistency is key. Okay, so number 2, try live streams, stories, IGTV, reels. Basically, try and put yourself out there on as many different formats of content as possible, because that will allow you to reach a wider audience. Now, if your audience only ever really looks at stories, or they only ever really look at reels, or they love going through Instagram TV and taking a little look at that, then you'll be able to reach them in a number of different places that you might not just get if you're just posting bog standard posts. Now, the other little trick is that every time Instagram brings out a new feature, it seems like they really favour that feature and people that embrace that feature in terms of promotion. So for example, Reels came out earlier this year. It was a big thing. We were all very excited about it. And it certainly seems as though there's been a lot of increase in terms of followers for those people that are pushing out Reels, because Instagram is pushing Reels all the time. It wants people to engage with them. So when there are new things that come out, try and be bold and embrace them quickly and early, because that will really help you to grow your account. Okay, so number 3 is hashtags. Now, I know hashtags always seem to be a bit of a dark art, don't they? We know we should use them, don't really know how, but you can have up to 30 hashtags on a post. I do advise that you use as many as possible. There's a bit of conflicting advice about this as to whether they penalise you for using enough and all the rest of it. I haven't really seen any evidence of that. So I would say use as many as possible, but don't just set out to fill up all 30. Make sure you use relevant hashtags. You'll probably find that you can't find enough relevant hashtags to fill up the full 30 anyway. So just be realistic about it. But certainly use as many as you can, because that's the way people find you. They'll only find you really, if they're not already a follower, by looking at a hashtag and you know, looking through the content associated with that. So yeah, hashtags are key. Now, there are 2 different types of hashtags in my world. Anyway, there are high density hashtags. These are hashtags that have over 500,000 uses. And then you have low density hashtags, which have under 500,000 uses. Now, I would take some time to work out what hashtags are relevant to your product or your service, and work out the number of uses that those hashtags have got. Because generally, the high volume hashtags, although you'd think, oh well, there's loads of people that will look at it, generally if you use a high volume hashtag, it just gets lost because there's so much content being pushed out there that yours just ends up so far down the pile, you know, it doesn't really have any relevance. People don't find you through that. So I'd advise normally using 1 or 2 high density hashtags in your posts, because they can sometimes pay off, but it's quite rare. So yeah, maybe use 1 or 2, but keep them to a minimum. What you really want to focus on is the low density hashtags. And actually in many ways, the lower the better, within reason. So try not to go for anything under, say, 1,000 or 2,000 uses. But if you can find something highly relevant to your product that is being used, but is not oversaturated, then that is gold dust in terms of finding new followers. So do your hashtag research. There are a number of different search platforms out there that you can use for hashtag research. Pretty much all of them are free. I'll include some links in the description box below. But yeah, do your hashtag research. And what I do as a little hack here is I tend to work out groups of hashtags according to the sort of content I'm putting out. So we obviously will have a bit of a range of content. We all push out different things. So I've already done my hashtag research on the sort of content I'm putting out, and I've grouped them and I've just saved them in my notes file on my phone. So that when I go to post, I just copy and paste the hashtags that are relevant to that type of post. And if you're using something like Later, which I mentioned earlier on, the scheduling tool, that will actually allow you to save snippets. So you can bring up kind of content snippets. So you can just save your hashtags in there and it will bring it up and paste it straight in. So it's super easy. So I'd love to know, how many followers do you have on Instagram at the moment? How long have you been trying to grow your following? Have you found anything that particularly works for you or doesn't work for you? I'd love to know. Pop me a message below, pop it in the comment box. Yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, so number 4, share user-generated content. Now, this is basically a super simple way to grow your following and also engage with your customers. So it's like a win-win situation. So the best way to do this really is to set up your own hashtag related to your brand and encourage your customers to tag you with that hashtag. Now, it could be if you've got a physical product and you're mailing it to them, you could include a little card saying, you know, if you take a photo of this product and put it on Instagram, use this hashtag. And you can do some sort of incentive as well, like you do a free giveaway, you know, once a week to people that have tagged your content, or maybe you do a competition, you enter them into a pot. There can be all sorts of ways to encourage people to do this. But basically, by having your own hashtag, you can start to monitor that and see when people post content about your product or about your service. Now, this is great because a lot of the time that will be review-based posts, which will mean that you can get some nice testimonials that you can reshare. It means that you get lots of lovely photos that other people generated. It means that you can fill up some of your posts that you're doing daily, of course, with user-generated content. And it also means that because they put it out there to their following, using your hashtag, that means that you then reach with your product a much broader range of people, which is a great way of growing your following fast. So yeah, user-generated content. Have a bit of a think about how you can make that work for your business. But yeah, it's an absolute goldmine in terms of growing your following. So number 5, final one, know the best times to post. Now this is really essential. It will take a little bit of data to build up. So if yours is a brand new Instagram account, you'll have to wait a little while really to get proper data on this. But if you've been posting regularly, you'll find when you go into the Insights button on your Instagram app on your phone, you'll find that in there is a little diagram showing the times of day that your users are online and engaging with Instagram. So obviously the best time to post is when more of your followers are online. So take a little look at that timing. Now, a bit of a tip here is often in Pacific time, not in UK time or wherever it is that you're based. So try and identify what time zone that is. I think pretty much my standard Instagram is in Pacific time, but you may want to take a little look at your profile. And obviously you'll need to adjust that timing to suit your local region. So yeah, don't just assume that that is local to your current time, because it's probably not. So those are my 5 top tips for growing your Instagram in 2020. So I hope you found this useful. If you have, hit the subscribe button, click the bell so that you get updated when I put videos out every week, every Thursday on YouTube. Now, if this has been useful to you, you might want to check out this video over here, all about a deep dive into your customer avatars and niche, or check out this video over here, all about developing your brand identity. But thanks for watching today. Look forward to seeing you again soon.